Hello, this is lesson 10.4, Perimeters and Areas of Similar Figures in your geometry book on page 623. In this lesson, we will learn how to find the perimeters and areas of similar figures. In order to understand this lesson, you need to know the different formulas to calculate the perimeter and area of different shapes. You need to remember the formulas that we studied in the previous lessons. Before we start, let's remember the formulas of calculating the area of a triangle, a trapezoid, a rhombus, or a kite, and the area of a parallelogram. The area of a parallelogram is B times H. B is the base, while H is the height. The area of a triangle is half times B times H, half base height. The area of a trapezoid is half B1 plus B2 times H. If you remember, these are the two bases, the two parallel sides, and this is the height. For a rhombus or a kite, the area is half D1 times D2. Now, to relate the perimeters and areas of similar figures to each other, we need to find the ratio of their corresponding sides. If the scale factor of two similar figures is A to B, then the ratio of their perimeters is the same, while the ratio of their areas is A over B squared, which is A squared over B squared. Like if you have two triangles, 3, 4, 5, and this is another triangle with sides 6, 8, and 10. The ratio of the corresponding sides is 2 to 1. This is A over B. Then the ratio of their perimeters will be also 2 to 1. This is the ratio of P2 over P1. Perimeter of triangle 2 over perimeter of triangle 1. This is 2 over 1, or it could be represented as 1 over 2. This is going to be P1 over P2. So it's okay to start with the small one or the large one. The ratio of their areas then is 4 over 1. This is the ratio of area 2 over area 1. Let's go directly to the problems. The trapezoids at the right are similar. The ratio of the lengths of corresponding sides is 6 to 9 or 2 to 3. By the way, you can represent the ratio in different ways. You can represent it as a division like this, 6 to 9, or you can write it as 6 to 9, or just write it simply 6 to 9. Okay. If we simplify it, it's 2 over 3. What is the ratio, smaller to larger, of the perimeters? The ratio of the perimeters is also A over B, which is 2 over 3 as well. What is the ratio, also smaller to larger, of the areas? The ratio of the areas is A squared over B squared, and this is 4 over 9. Two similar polygons have corresponding sides and the ratio 5 to 7. 5 is smaller than 7, so this is the ratio of smaller to larger polygon. What is the ratio of larger to smaller of their perimeters? It's the opposite. So A is 7 to 5. B, what is the ratio, again, larger to smaller of their areas? We need to square these numbers. It's 49 to 25. Now we will learn how to find the area if we have the ratio of their sides. The area of the smaller regular pentagon, a pentagon is a polygon with 5 sides, as you see there are 5, is about 27.5. So this is the area of this one, the smaller one. A1 is 27.5 centimeters squared, What is the best approximation for the area of the larger regular pentagon? So we need A2. If we find the ratio A to B, we can find the ratio of their areas. A to B equals 4 to 10. If we take the smaller to larger ratio, this is 4 to 10. To simplify it more, we divide by 2, then this is 2 over 5. A to B squared is equal to 4 over 25, because A squared over B squared is A1 over A2, the ratio of their areas. 4 to 25 equals A1 27.5 over A2, which is unknown. Now we need to cross multiply them. 4 times A2 equals 25 times 27.5. Then we will divide by 4. A2 is equal to 171.875 centimeter squared. It should be the same unit as area 1. If they ask about the perimeter, we use the same ratio without squaring. But actually here there is no need because it's a regular pentagon, so we can find the perimeter by multiplying 10 times 5 because we have 5 sides. So the perimeter is going to be 50 here. This is a homework for you. It's the same idea of the previous problem. This is problem 3. During the summer, a group of high school students cultivated a plot of city land and harvested 13 bushels of vegetables that they donated to a food pantry. Next summer, the city will let them use a larger similar plot of land. In the new plot, each dimension is 2.5 times the corresponding dimension of the original plot. So the ratio is 2.5 to 1. For each 1 meter in the previous land, they will get 2.5 meters. 2.5 times the corresponding dimension of the original plot. How many bushels can the students expect to harvest next year? How many bushels? Now, the ratio of their dimensions, or the ratio of A to B, is 2.5 to 1. Then the ratio of the areas is 2.5 squared to 1 squared. This is 6.25 to 1. This is the ratio of their areas. And as the bushels are spread over the area of the land, we need to find the ratio of the bushels using the squared numbers, because they represent the area of that land. Then 6.25 over 1 equals the new number x over 13, the previous number of bushels. Cross multiplication. 6.25 times 13 equals x times 1. Then x is equal to 81 bushels. Now we will do the opposite. When you know the ratio of the areas of two similar figures, you can work backward to find the ratio of their perimeters. Remember that the ratio of the areas is A squared over B squared, while the ratio of the perimeters is A over B. So if we find this and take the square root, we can find the ratio of their perimeters. The triangles at the right are similar. What is the scale factor? The scale factor is the ratio of the lengths of the corresponding sides. To find it, we need to find the ratio of the areas. Area 1 to area 2 equals 52 98. To find a over b, we need to take the square root of each of these. Before we take the square root, actually, it's easier to simplify the numbers as they are both even numbers. Let's simplify them first. This is 25 over 49 if we divide them both by 2. Now, to find a over b, we find the square root. This is 5 over 7. This is the scale factor, and it is also the ratio of their perimeters. This is enough for today. I believe this lesson was easy. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. The homework is questions 1, 2, and 3 from the lesson check, plus the previous homework that we mentioned before. Got it 2. And thanks for watching.